like in a lot of times, I like to kind of shift the question. Let's remove CFO from the conversation and put any position. You know, there's different stages of business in general. You have startups, you have organizations that have been in the marketplace for a long time, and they're kind of set in the way that they're doing it. So they're not in growth, they're not in startup, they're in kind of maintenance mode. You have organizations that go into growth mode because they have other ambitions, and you have organizations that are going into an exit phase. And so every one of those phases, you look for a specific type of individuals to be in leadership positions. So whether that's a CFO, whether it's a CEO, whether that's a COO, so on and so forth. Um, I would say, to specifically answer a question around CFO, is I would say an early stage CFO, and we got to really define what that means. Like, are we early stage and going for an IPO? And that's a different early stage CFO than are we an early stage organization that is still going to be privately held? And is my CFO a build it kind of CFO? What I mean by that is we can get in here, create the process, and do everything else, but they're not the best at maintaining once it's there. And that's when I really look at the concept of, when does fractional CFO or fractional support make sense? I a lot of times think that fractional support or fractional employment makes the most sense in that kind of build moments within organizations, because there's people that are really good at that. They come into organizations, they I don't even want to use the word turnaround, but there's turnaround specialists as well. But what they do is they come in with a specific goal on how they're going to get the organization from where they are today to where they need to be tomorrow, and then hand the reins to somebody that can continue maintaining what that is, tweak and make it more effective. And that person that makes that, is that change agent. That's what they love to do, and so they want to finish here and then get to the next place and do the same kind of thing. That's where I find fractional work to be really valuable for organizations. I would say that in each stage, I could see a fractional component come in. So let's say we're in startup mode. We have fractional. We want to bring in somebody that's going to come and bring all the finance and tech, finance tech components together, and then they're going to hand it off to somebody that's going to maintain. But then down the road, down the line, we want to go and we want to engage a new market, or we want to go IPO, or we want to have investment capital, things like that. We may want to bring in another fractional CFO that specializes in that, and structures organizations to be attractive to that type of transaction. And then once they're done their job, that next person that has lived in that kind of maintenance world of reporting to boards, reporting to shareholders, reporting to outside investors, comes in, and so on and so forth. So I don't think there's any one moment where it works. I think it's really inflection points within an organization that dictate the value of that type of support.